Reacher Season 3 eventually discloses the underlying motivation of its opponents after progressively tearing apart the fabric of their main scheme. Reacher Season 3, which is based on Lee Child's Persuader, closely adheres to the original plot by demonstrating how the title character has personal interests in his new undercover assignment. He had a long history with Xavier Quinn, the main antagonist, who brutally killed Dominique Cole, his partner in military law enforcement. Reacher Season 3 also adds a number of additional antagonists, including Paulie, Duke, and Zachary Beck, in addition to Quinn. Although Quinn is unmistakably the pack leader, each of the other antagonists in Reacher Season 3 takes on a distinct role in his immoral scheme. The intricacies of Quinn's illicit network are gradually revealed in Reacher Season 3. But as the season progresses, it becomes clear where each antagonist fits into the larger plot and how Quinn has used violence, intimidation, and deception to create his criminal empire. Quinn is the head of the arms smuggling operation in Reacher Season 3. According to Quinn's Reacher narrative, he has a lengthy criminal past. Before Reacher and Cole discovered the truth about his actions and attempted to stop him, he surreptitiously sold sensitive information to outside parties even while serving in the military to make a quick profit. Reacher shot Quinn off a cliff in an attempt to exact revenge for her death after Quinn killed Cole. Quinn, however, managed to survive the fall and the gunshot after the bullet stuck in his head. How he survived and what transpired in the years that followed are not extensively explored in the series. But since Quinn does not recognize Reacher after seeing him in Episode 6 of Season 3, it appears that he suffered from amnesia from a gunshot wound to the head and has no memory of Jack Reacher. Quinn apparently continued his illegal activities even after being given another chance at life. To establish his gun smuggling business, he took on the alias Julius McCabe and targeted a major dealer such as Zachary Beck. Quinn just threatened to harm Beck and his family before Beck gave up and let him have complete control of his gun smuggling network, rather than negotiating a formal agreement. Quinn owes money to the Russian mob and needs to make a big sale. When Quinn finds out that Zachary Beck's maid was an ATF agent, he becomes more and more enraged. He is unable to make his big sale on time due to the disclosure and a significant cargo delay, which keeps him from paying the Russian mob. To operate his gun smuggling operation in the Northeast, Quinn obtained a loan on the black market from Takhtarov, a violent member of the Russian mafia, as implied in Reacher Season 3, Episode 6. He wanted to close a big contract that would eventually help him pay off his debt by using Beck's business network. To his disappointment, though, things did not turn out as he had hoped. He can only give the Russian mob a half payment to deter them for a while when they finally show up at his home. But before he departs, Takhtarov tells him that if he doesn't pay, he would have to worry about himself. Quinn urges his guys to boost security by investigating anyone who might be betraying him as a result of this, becoming even more desperate and suspicious of the people he is dealing with. He understands that the Russian gang will not spare him if he misses his next transaction. Which villains work for Quinn and which ones work for Beck? Beck appears to have some influence over who gets to work at the company and his mansion, despite Quinn's lack of interest in his viewpoint. For example, Beck claims to have hired Annette, the undercover maid, and expresses regret for letting her work at his house. After Quinn takes over Beck's company, several of his truckers and goons, including Angel, still work for him. Quinn, however, has some of his men constantly watch Beck to make sure he stays under his control and doesn't try to outsmart him. Quinn apparently enlisted John Chapman Duke, Beck's former head of security, to guard the entire gun smuggling enterprise. Paulie, played by Olivier Richter, appears to be Zachary Beck's bodyguard as well, but he is under Quinn's supervision. Owing to this, when Quinn tortures Beck and his son, Paulie stands back and forces them to comply with Quinn. Quinn has the last say on whether Reacher can succeed Duke as his head of security, even though Beck just implies that he could take Duke's place. Overall, Quinn keeps a firm hold over everything, including Beck's business activities and the guys who work for him. Quinn hires a separate outfit to assassinate Neagley. The Special Investigation Unit member who previously assisted Reacher in running Quinn's plates is captured by two gunmen shortly after Quinn declares a crackdown on any outsiders who have attempted to bring down his operation. In Episode 6 of Season 3, a couple of gunmen also show up at Neagley's private detective services office because Reacher has enlisted Neagley's assistance. Neagley puts her military training and tactical knowledge on full display by bringing down all three men at once. The role that the shooters play for Quinn is not made clear in Reacher Season 3, Episode 6, but it appears that Quinn hired them from a reputable contractor. The fact that the gunmen don't show up in the vicinity of Beck's gun smuggling operation suggests that they were recruited specifically to eliminate any threat to Quinn and his company. As implied in Episode 6 of Reacher Season 3, Quinn and the hired gunman appear to undervalue Neagley and do not recognize her full potential until it is too late.